I don't. Welcome to Hump Day on Attack of the Show, everybody. Want me to toss one on you?
Huh?
I'm Kevin Pereira.
I don't want to know.
You don't.
I'm Candace Bailey. Kevin. He's being so nice today. Something is up.
Yeah.
We're coming to you live from the G4 studios in Los Angeles.
Hey, guess what, kids? On the show today, self-confessed Apple fanboy Fred Armisen moves from SNL to Portlandia, the new IFC sketch show that puts hipsters in their angsty little place. Plus, Hayslip meets up with dangerous aliens when she interviews the cast of I Am Number 4. We're going to hear from the hottest ladies in outer space. Oh, hottie aliens. Take me to your vagina.
What is this?
It was sort of alien robot playing with their own boobs.
Okay.
I didn't say it was awesome. I was just explaining what it was.
All
You don't have to judge me twice on it.
No, thank you. And Morgan Webb's here for Game Break.
Yeah.
She's got the 411 on a Russian nesting doll download called Stacking. That's right. The little knickknacks that Grandma hit her crack in are coming to your console. Not my grandma. We're not going there again.
As far as you know.
And it's viewer-requested phone week on Gadget Pron. Today we're reviewing the LG Talker McGee. That may not be the right name, but I know it's a Windows 7 phone and it has a slide-out keyboard.
The Talker McGee? Probably not the official name, no.
Turn to the left and cough.
Oh, that was right. Going around the net. Your grandfather threatened me with a shotgun. I'm gonna be nice to you.
He doesn't have a shotgun.
You guys know I love disgusting internet videos, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, here's two girls.
One table.
It was like a Venus slut trap. It was just like snap. Gotcha. Allegedly.
Do you think they're trying to look sexy
Allegedly.
on that table?
Yeah, they were trying to, but the rest of the night was spent having
Fail.
balls bounced off them for sure.
Kevin, you are horrible.
That was a table tennis joke. It wasn't. Flutes.
In at number 4 today, if your face feels a little saggy, perhaps this clip from Howdini.com can help.
Yeah, Howdini correspondent Jennifer Morris met up with a lady who teaches facial yoga exercises, but she forgot one very, very important thing.
The internet lives forever.
Yeah, and if you do something like this, then we kind of have to mock you.
Let's start with the Satchmo, just because it's fun and you're working the buccinator muscles. So what you do is you take an inhale of breath and you puff the cheek, you puff the breath from cheek to cheek. So I'll demonstrate.
And how many times do you have to do it on both sides?
Until you run out of breath. We can also do the prom queen, which is stretching the corners of the mouth towards the ears with a slightly upward smile and like you're laughing out loud. And just feel that stretch of the lips towards the ears. Yeah. And open the mouth. Ah.
And the more glassy-eyed and crazy you look, the better?
Oh, absolutely.
How many cats do you think are owned between the two of them, collectively?
12.
I think they're pushing 40-something, personally. I like to think that those horrible frozen grimaces are the expressions of, like, a news lady realizing that from that moment forward, this will be the image that will appear when you Google her name. Like, that is not... Ugh. Oh, yeah. What? Speak? Whoa! Yes! I think Hache wins. Hache won it. Congratulations, buddy. Give him another one. Yeah! Wow.
He's got a little cross-eyed action going in there.
Shh, we don't talk about that. You really swung for the fences, buddy. Good job. That's good.
You've probably all seen Peter Jackson's epic Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Yes, but today's number 3 is actually from Ralph Bakshi's less successful 1978 animated version.
A clever loop by YouTuber Segaholic2 captures how crazy the One Ring makes people.
I thought he was doing facial yoga exercises. I thought about it. I think boobies are my precious.
Yeah, we know.
Also precious to me, bottoms.
That was going to be my second guess.
Thank you.
Today's number 2 is evidence that strange and wonderful things happen when a bouncer abdicates the seat of his power, his bouncer stool.
Yeah, it's a chance for the common man to really become the king of the hill.
I didn't know they were her.
That man is a hero!
That's one way to keep a bar from becoming a sausage fest.
That guy was bouncing all wrong, though, because when I play bouncer, like, I get in there. You gotta do full pat downs. You gotta make sure none of the ladies are packing guns, you know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta wand them. Get real. All right, never mind. Still ahead. Today's number 1 is from the ongoing and hopeless battle between man and machine.
Mankind's final Jeopardy is up next.
Let me see your ID. Let me see your ID.
Today's ATN featured 2 yoga pioneers twitching their way to a tighter face. We were blown away by the technique, but are left pondering, what is the title of this facial exercise? Tweet us your responses at AOTS #OMGROFLOL. If your response is full of win, we will feature it on this Friday's show.
From that most venerable and smarty-pantsed of game shows, Jeopardy.
Unless you've been living under a rock, you know 2 of the winningest champions from the House of Trebek have returned to face IBM's supercomputer Watson.
Yeah, and as anyone who's ever watched sci-fi can tell you, humans got their carbon-based asses handed to them. But Watson did have a rather interesting answer to the final Jeopardy question from last night.
Final Jeopardy category is U.S. cities, and here is the clue. Its largest airport is named for a World War II hero. Its second largest for a World War II battle. And the response was, what is Toronto? With a lot of question marks, which means, of course, that Watson had many, many doubts. And the wager, how much are you going to lose? Oh, you sneak. $947.
Oh, you sneak.
Oh, you rapscallion, you ne'er-do-well. Easy, Trebek, with the language.
Okay, showing off vocabulary.
Is it just me, or was Watson displaying some sarcasm there? I think so.
He was just showing off his television personality programming, and it worked really well.
What? Huh?
Watson's already been booked on the full reality TV circuit.
Well, it sounds like a setup to a bit.
That performance sounded worse than a Sound Blaster CT1320A. I need all of these cables to build a bitchin' entertainment center. All humans deserve death for this.
Watson's pretty stacked. Nice. I like it.
I Am Number 4 opens this Friday.
It does. Or if you're in the Los Angeles area, you got to look for Yo Soy El Número 4.
Oh, yes.
Ready for some supernatural action with 100% less vampires that suck? I Am Number 4 is a gritty sci-fi fight fest about an adolescent alien gripping with his raging hormones and the new powers that they trigger.
You were given these powers for a reason.
Let's talk a bit about your powers, because it seemed like they came out of
some emotional reaction, and they were actually kind of.
I do like her.
More for G4. Yeah, so they seemed very emotional and almost like they hurt you at first, like you didn't know what to do with them.
Yeah. John falls in love and he's reluctant to be who he is. He's a reluctant hero. The emotions that he starts to get through falling in love triggers his legacies.
Puberty would be a whole lot cooler if we got superpowers.
Mom, what are you doing in the bathroom? My hands are lighting up. No, you're not. I know why you're in the bathroom. Mom, I swear to God, I don't have tissues in here.
We have vampires and wizards and werewolves. I feel like they're now so 2010. Do you think aliens are now going to be the new obsession for sci-fi geeks and soccer moms?
I myself love fantasy and sci-fi so much. And some of my earliest memories of film were E.T. and that scared the hell out of me. You shouldn't watch that movie when you're 3.
Seems like you want to run away.
Just be happy when I can get out of here.
What is the trick to surviving a Michael Bay explosion?
Well, it's all about the hair flip. So when I'm walking away from the explosion, the hair comes up and the sunglasses come on and, oh golly.
It's a very Caruso moment,
It is
too.
a very Caruso moment.
Did you watch your stunt double do anything and then go, oh my God, I have to do that too?
She was in a harness attached to a crane 60 feet high in the air. She got flipped upside down and I was like, oh, good, well done. And they're like, actually, that was just a rehearsal. You're doing it for real. And so I had to do that myself, and I'm petrified of heights.
Action!
Shoot a lumen at me. I'm gonna audition for number, what, 5?
You should be number 5.
Okay, deal.
First, you have to say, I'm number 5.
I'm number 5.
Cool.
Ah!
That was actually really good.
That was pretty good.
That was good.
Who are you?
Number 6.
Of all the sci-fi superheroes that are out there, I Am Number 4 captures the essence of why we love this stuff to begin with. Simply put, it's badass and will make you wish you had powers.
Still ahead, viewer-requested phone week continues with the LG Quantum. It's got a slide-out keyboard for typing LOL, WTF, and sexting, of course.
One and the same. And later, SNL star and tech hound Fred Armisen will invite you to Portlandia.
Fred!
Stick around.
You can roll your
eyes. And Portuguesa.
Here's a question for you. Would you let someone give you a paper cut on your tongue once a week for free gas for life? Well, you logged on to G4TV.com and told us what you thought, and we'll have the results after the break.
Both of you are going to come up with a safety word.
Can I say boob?
Boob? One boob?
That'd be my word?
Boob.
I want boob! Should be my word.
Give her boob.
The results are in, and about 66% of you said that you would not let someone give you a paper cut on your tongue once a week for free gas for life. Log on to G4TV.com for more questions like this and tell us just how far you'd go.
I can tell. I'm pretty bad at that.
Everyone's a winner at Attack at the Show.
My conversation was interrupted by a live television show. How dare you?
What do you know?
But specifically, only the names of these prize winners are actually winners on the show today.
We gave away 3 Buff Monster Gallery collections from the LoyalSubjects.com.
And the winners are Gayleen S. from Front Royal, Virginia, Stephen T. of Discovery Bay, California. Hey, NorCal, what's up, Disco Bay? And Christopher C. of Verona, Pennsylvania. Congratulations! Now, if you didn't win, you're still a winner because the Loyal Subjects is offering all of our viewers 25% off until March 18th.
Yes!
You have to use the coupon code AOTS, but that's easy. It's your favorite show.
And today, one winner can live out their She-Ra fantasies with this Epic Masters of the Universe Classics and DC Universe Classics action figure collection from MaddieCollector.com.
That's right. They include the Battle Armor Skeletor, a rare Preternia He-Man that isn't sold in stores. Plus, you'll get the entire Wave 16 of these DC Universe Classics, which includes 7 detailed 6-inch action figures, plus 2 packs of Masters of the Universe versus DC Universe figures. In
It's a
case you
lot.
suck at the mathematics, that's 19 action figures in all. It's a pretty big giveaway.
Lot. And to make it an even 20, we'll throw in a cheap plastic phone from Old Set with a smiley face on it.
Yay, look at that.
Hello. To enter, visit our website at g4tv.com/epic giveaway. Now get your entry in between now and February 17th by 3 p.m. Eastern to be eligible. We'll announce the winner right here on tomorrow's show.
All right, the news is unpleasant enough with all the uprisings and unemployment and alleged low-hand felonies.
But Sarah Underwood makes everything better. Aw, thanks, Candace. You too. Kev. Aw, thanks.
Cool, I'll take it, thanks.
It's time to start the feed. It's Wednesday, February 16th, and here are your top stories. Put another notch under casualty by technology. Borders Bookstores is filing for bankruptcy and closing almost a third of its locations. Yeah, the struggling book retailer also announced plans to significantly reduce staff in their remaining 465 stores. Like Blockbuster, the brick-and-mortar operation has had trouble keeping up with the infusion of electronic content delivery from Amazon and Apple. While Borders has a multi-platform e-reader app, they don't have a device of their own like Barnes & Noble's Nook. But I mean, what do you guys care? It's not like we read books anyways. Why are you guys laughing? You guys read books? You all read books? Just me? I don't? Okay, perfect. The U.S. Department of Defense has announced plans to launch their biggest cybersecurity initiative ever, dubbed Cyber 3.0, to combat the threat of cyber terrorism and the increasing influence of high-profile organizations like WikiLeaks and Anonymous. The DoD is setting aside almost $550 million to fund research into encryption and other high-tech defenses. That is a 35% increase over the last year. Part of the five-pillar plan also calls for recruiting hackers, or so-called cyber commandos, which are specially trained soldiers that are exclusively dedicated to electronic missions. Even so, some Pentagon officials insist it might already be too little too late. Wah, wah. Those of you looking to get your hands on Sony's new Xperia Play phone, you might have to cough up some extra dough to play games that you already own. Sony UK Managing Director Nathan Vautier recently said that while there is some connectivity between games purchased on the PlayStation phone and other devices like the PSP, you will have to repurchase the downloadable PS1 titles that you already bought. Yeah, according to Vautier, this is because some games have to be specifically developed for the new device. So if you dished out a ton of cash to build up your library on your PSP with the hopes of transitioning to the Play, well, I mean, I don't really know a nice way of saying this other than sucks for you. Losers. It really wasn't a nice way, so I put it the kindest way I could. And finally, the trailer for Dead Island is blowing up the interwebs. The game follows a group of guests at an island resort that has their vacation ruined by mysterious zombie infection. Here's a quick peek at the heart-wrenching trailer for Dead Island. You make a trailer. I'm Sarah Underwood, and you've just been fed. Now back to Kevin and Candace. Yay! Thanks, Sarah. I'm kidding, Kev. I love you. All week long, we're reviewing. What is this?
It's a thing. It's a thing.
Okay. All week long, we're reviewing the phones you asked us to.
Gadget Pron. It's kind of your bitch.
Now that Windows Phone 7 is out in the wild, it might be time to give it a whirl with the LG Quantum. Featuring a 3.5-inch touchscreen and slide-out keyboard, you'll be able to access Xbox Live games, the Zune Marketplace, and real-time social feeds as fast as your fingers can carry you. Top it off with 16 gigs of storage and a 5-megapixel camera for free with a contract. Now this phone is pretty thin, especially for a phone with a slide-out keyboard.
Agreed.
Agreed. It's just a little thicker than an iPhone. It does feel kind of heavy though. So do you like the design better than the Evo Shift from Monday?
I'm not in love with it over the design from Monday's phone. It's a perfectly fine design. It's nice and rounded. You're not going to slice yourself open by making a call. The sliding action of the phone is pretty nice. I don't feel like there's going to be too many accidental slides, although I will say with the volume buttons here, the up or down here, sometimes when I tried to actually turn the volume up, I would accidentally slide it open. So that does happen, but this is all, when we talk about the price, you'll understand why it's not that big a deal, yeah.
Now, we like Windows Phone 7 here at AOTS, so is it as fun to use as all the other Windows phones we've tested?
It still irks me when we say we like something that was Windows related on the show. Like it feels like someone cursed, but it's true. We do like it a lot. The touchscreen is just as responsive as an Apple device, which is saying something. Navigating through the menus, as you can see, is incredibly streamlined. It's fun to navigate and poke a little box and have things fly away.
It is. I liked it.
We'd forgotten how well designed the new Windows Mobile really is and how easy it is to use. So kudos to everybody on the Windows Mobile team.
Now, can it run apps just as fast as other Windows phones?
Well, yes, it can, Candace Bailey.
Oh.
It's actually faster than the HTC HD7 when loading games like Rise of Glory. But I do want to point out that the apps themselves, they take a little while to download and to actually install. That process still feels a little too slow for me, but once they are installed, again, they load fairly quick.
Now, personally, I'd rather have a real keyboard than one with a touch screen, but sometimes these keyboards can be a little awkward.
Yeah, did you think this one was?
No, I really liked this one.
Yeah,
I liked all the clicks. I liked how they all feel like real buttons.
I love the QWERTY layout. Fascinating. They did a great job with that.
Big enough.
No, it really is. This one is not a bad keyboard at all. The keys are evenly sized. They're evenly spaced. They have that nice tactile clicking feeling that you were talking about.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Those function and shift keys there, they're like these little circular gemlets that are way off to the left, and they're too small, and they're too easy to press, and I'm angry about it. And I know some people are starving in the world, but this is my issue.
What do you mean they're too easy to press?
Like when you push it.
They still have the click factor, though.
They're too easy.
Push on it.
Too easy to push. Damn it. Also, this is more of a Windows Mobile complaint, but look, when you slide out the keyboard, the screen doesn't always go into landscape mode, and I can't think, unless you're dangling off a stripper pole and texting your friends, there's no time that you're going to have that flicked out and not want the screen to orient.
That's true. Now, how's the camera?
Meh. At best, I'm being generous with the meh. Indoor picture quality is sort of iffy at best. The flash washes everything out. Outdoor pictures are better, but again, they're still not great. Now, here's the deal. It'll record 720p video, but when you see it, this is awful. This is a fully lit apartment, and it looks like that zombie trailer we just showed.
I can't believe that this is fully lit.
It looks like
it's so dark. You can't see anything.
Something nasty is about to happen in there, and it's fully lit. So cell phone cameras are something that that every device should be doing well since the mid 2000s. So figure it out.
Do they have as many apps as Android and Apple?
Not really, but that doesn't mean they don't have good apps. I mean, it doesn't have 500 different fart apps, no. But you can get Netflix and Twitter, the Amazon Kindle app, and Dropbox, among others. There are about 8,000 apps available for download right now, which is good. And of course, the Xbox Live games. And there are about 50 available, like Assassin's Creed, Need for Speed, Pac-Man, Elo Milo, which just came out. In fact, you're going to see the console review of that in just a few minutes in Game Break. But Xbox Live games are really one of the best parts of having a Windows Phone 7.
Now here's the really good news. It's only a penny with a contract on AT&T. So
it's a penny.
What are we rating it?
4 out of 5. Really, it's the camera and slight design issues. We really like that Windows Mobile 7 has a lot to offer. And again, it's a cent. You can't beat that.
No, you can't. That's it for today's Gadget Pron, but viewer requested Phone Week continues tomorrow with...
Easy.
Is this yours?
No, that's
that's the wrong one.
Anytime you stick a hand down there and jingle around and go, is that yours? I go.
With
yes,
the
it is.
HTC Inspire, a 4G phone running Android.
Stay tuned. The star of Saturday Night Live and Portlandia is here.
Fred Armisen's up next, so stick around.
Fail. You're dead. Major fail. Fail. Fail, 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 fail. You lose.
everybody. Now, Portlandia. It's a magical place filled with suicide girls and donuts. It's where young people go to retire.
Do you remember the 90s?
Yeah.
You know, people were talking about getting piercings and getting tribal tattoos.
Yeah.
And people were singing about saving the planet and forming bands.
Yeah.
There's a place where that idea still exists as a reality, and I've been there.
Where is it?
Portland.
Oregon?
Yeah.
Dream of the 90s is alive. Portland, the tattoo ink never runs dry.
Joining me now, Fred Armisen, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
You let them give that to you.
No, I want to give it back.
Matt.
It's got to be back and forth. Come on.
You don't know them. They're all filthy. They're all very filthy people. Welcome. I have been such a huge fan for so long. I have written fan fiction and sketched you in various states of undress.
Wow.
Some anime-inspired, some with action power lines behind you.
Great.
I promise they're all very tasteful, but I'm so glad to have you here. Let's start off with Portlandia because it's my new favorite show.
Wow.
Incredible.
Thanks.
But how do you describe Portlandia to those who didn't catch it on AFC?
It depends on who I'm talking to. So if I'm talking to people who don't know about that world at all, I'll use words like hipsters or like the arty community and stuff like that.
Okay.
But if it's
pretend you're talking to like an 18 to 34-year-old male who's on his his fourth bowl right now. Like what?
Then it's like I usually mention that it's like that part of town where you get coffee, where there's that kind of like bookstore, record store kind of place. It's about socially conscious people on bicycles, and it's about Portland is a really bicycle friendly place.
Right.
I mean, almost overly bicycle friendly, and it's also, the show is actually really about me and Carrie Brownstein. It's about our friendship. So even though we sell it as something about Portland, that's just really the framework around it. It's like, it's all about how we interact with each other, and it's about our relationship.
There are a handful of jabs, though, at Portland, and I think they're hilarious. But does Portland have a sense of humor about this? Have they?
Oh, they've been great.
Oh, good.
They've been great. Also, our crew.
I thought maybe they hadn't seen it because they hadn't finished their drum circle yet.
No.
Like they're still, they haven't quite put the hand drums down.
That's a drum circle place, isn't it?
Yes. And the hacky sack.
They've been really good about it. And also, our crew was all Portland people, and they were a good gauge of, like we would do something and they were laughing and they liked it, so we knew we were in a good place.
I think it's absolutely hilarious, and I love that you didn't start it with all right, we're going to create the next greatest TV franchise in the history of TV shows. You just did it to have fun?
Yeah, it's more like, as I got to know Carrie, she's a musician, and I used to be in bands and stuff. And instead of forming a band, I just thought, well, why don't we just make tapes? Why don't we I think she's so funny and so natural. And then we just started doing it. We had a friend video us just doing awkward moments, awkward situations. We didn't know what the joke was. Some of them weren't even comedy. It was just weird moments. And that kind of just turned into its own thing.
It's good, because that could have gone the other way. That could have been evidence in a court case, it sounds like. Just tapes of just awkward staring and chatting for a while. I love that. All right, so Portlandia aside, you're on G4. You're familiar with our show, which surprised the hell out of me. But you said you wanted to talk tech.
I would love to.
Let's go. The floor is yours, sir.
Sure. Well, I'm a huge Apple fan, and in the way that, like, I actually consider Steve Jobs a rock star, not just in the way that he does things on stage, but the way he has his products.
Yeah.
So the way I used to look forward to a new album by The Clash, I look forward to new products by Apple.
Right?
And I don't even know what they are. I remember not even understanding what the iPad was going to be, but I wanted it.
Right? I'll tell you one word. Yeah. When I heard that they were announcing what actually became the MacBook Air that morning, before the conference even happened, I was on the phone with a friend going like, listen, if it's available in stores, get it for me. I'll pay you for it. He's like, you don't know what it is yet. I'm like, it's magical. Yeah. It has to be.
And it was.
Whimsy. And it kind of was.
It was crazy because when that came out, I remember like, okay, no DVD drive. That's really hard. And people would say like, you don't need it. And I was like, I don't know about that. And sure enough, I never miss it.
Right.
Never miss it.
Yeah. I do miss the rectangular patch of skin on my thighs that the first MacBook Air burnt away.
How about that?
Yeah, it was like a crop square.
How about that?
But it's okay, because Steve loves us.
It's all right.
I'll never do it again.
Do you ever lift up your MacBook Air when it gets so hot, you're just like, just to cool it down?
All right, buddy, I know you're working really hard at displaying a YouTube video.
Yeah.
So let me just let me
help you out there a little bit. But I've got it all. You know, the iPad I'm like really, really into. Yeah. And I do a lot of stuff at the same time. I'll sort of watch TV, iPad, iPhone, just to, you know, text and stuff. And I keep everything separate. I'm not one of those people who has all my music on my phone. That's totally like...
Really?
Yeah, because I like my whole collection. I like my whole record collection on a iPod Classic. Because
Interesting. Yeah. See, now this provocative talk. This is provocative talk here.
Because the thing is, a way to try out listening to music, and it takes a lot of investment, is to listen to a whole album. Because bands used to do it.
An album? I'm sorry, an album.
And it's really, it's tough, but you get through it, and you're like, oh, this is how they wanted you to listen to it.
Right.
And so, yeah, I don't like just like song by song. I like to listen to whole albums. So I keep it all separate.
I like to think that Lady Gaga and Bieber like me listening to the 30-second previews on iTunes and then just hating them. I like to think that I don't have to sit through the album.
Yeah, yeah.
We're totally out of time, but I do want to mention Jans Henneman real quick, because you are such an amazing musician. This is a DVD that's still available that is for, is this for drummers
It's for drummers. I was obsessed with drum instructions DVDs. There's something about them that was very slow and meticulous. They'd zoom in on the feet and zoom in on the hands and talk about notation and what a solo was. So Drag City Records helped me put out this DVD that I try to make it real. Yeah. I didn't want anyone to think it was a joke. I wanted people to return it at the music store like, these are live. These are live.
This is the worst thing
Yeah,
ever.
this is the worst thing. This is wrong.
It's brilliant. I just wanted to raise an ounce of awareness for it because I thought it was so brilliant.
I appreciate it. You're a drummer too.
I am, yeah. And yet I believed everything on the DVD. That's how talented I am. Congrats on season 2, by the way, of Portlandia.
Thank you
Please
very
come on
much.
back anytime.
Thank you very much.
Fred Armisen, everybody. Thanks so much, sir.
Thank you, guys.
A new episode of Portlandia airs on IFC this Friday night. But now, send it back over to Candace.
Thanks, guys. If you've got an iPhone like Fred, you would have to be crazy not to download the improved G4 app. If you think WTF is gross, wait till you see it optimized for the Retina display. AppleCare doesn't cover puke. Just search for G4 on iTunes to download it for free today. Look, we know books aren't the sexiest thing around, but if you want to have a kick-ass library, you're going to want to attack these tomes. So just because you've stopped reading doesn't mean you shouldn't be buying books anymore. In fact, you won't even have to do much reading with our first book, Beer. A Genuine Collection of Cans is a look at the evolution of the beer can told through pictures. It features forgotten cans from all around the world, starting in the 1930s when the beer can first hit shelves. The book is just about every beer can ever made, including some of your old favorites and some that even the most avid beer drinkers have never heard of. You can quench your thirst for some old school suds for only 20 bucks. Now, maybe you're not a beer drinker, but if you're watching this show, it's statistically probable that you enjoy some greens now and then. Well, who else could take care of your pot-related literary needs other than the folks at High Times? In true High Times fashion, they've released an official activity guide for pot smokers. It's packed full of puzzles, games, and all sorts of other useless pot-related activities that any reefer head could use to kill countless hours. It's available now, so go ahead and grab your guide for only $17. And finally, we've covered our substance-related books, so there's only one base left to touch. Boobies! But not just any boobies. 3D boobies. Aha! The concept behind 3DD is as genius as it is simple. The entire book is composed of one thing: boobs in 3D. The book is billed as a celebration of the beauty of the female breast, but even the creators acknowledge the fact that they just wanted an excuse to feature tons of boobs in 3D. And we salute you for your effort, good sirs. You should... And there it is. You should go get your copy for only Can I look at that after you? For only 30 bucks. Because let's be honest, these are probably the closest thing to real boobs you'll be seeing anytime soon. Joke? Hey, head on over to g4tv.com/AOTS for info on all of these books that don't suck and more. We all know what you're downloading online. Games! Morgan Webb's here to teach us about stacking in Game Break, so stick around. Music makes the world go round, but free music makes it spin like a disco ball. First up, get your backs up off the wall with the electric synth dance duo Chromeo. Currently on tour in the US, Dave One and P-Thug are childhood best friends, bringing new meaning to the genre electro-funk. The song Night by Night is available for free at greenlabelsound.com, as well as part of their new album Business Casual. But if you're looking for something more gritty and post-punk, embrace your acid flashbacks with indie band Waves. Looking like three dudes stuck in the early 90s, Waves brings us a free song appropriately titled Post-Acid, and the video features pro skater Spanky Long as an alien. Lastly, you might remember this hip-hop duo from our first installment, but King Fantastic is now back with an entirely free album, Finger Snaps and Gun Claps.
Say, buddy, you in my lane.
Also, their newest single, Lost Art of Killing, has an interactive video directed by Nicholas Goosen, where you can insert a pic of yourself into the video. Of course, we have the exclusive sneak peek.
I'm out here LA rapping.
Head over to lostartofkilling.com to try it for yourself. And remember, all three tracks are gifts from the artist to you. So what are you waiting for? Get online and grab some free beats.
No fatties is a big thing for me. Just because I'm a big guy doesn't mean I have to date a big girl. And I don't think that's being rude, it's just my preference.
Galactic Encounter.
Coming up tomorrow on an all-new Attack of the Show. The Big Bang Theory's resident lady nerd and geeky love interest, Mayim Bialik, will be here live in studio. Then viewer-requested Cell Phone Week continues when Chris Hardwick rates the 4G HTC Inspire on Gadget Pron. And we've got performance-enhancing basketball kicks in sneakerheads. They've been banned by the NBA, but you can still wear them and dunk on all your friends. See it tomorrow.
Hey, if you're not addicted to stacking, you're about to get your first taste for free, courtesy of Game Break. Please welcome back X-Play's Morgan Webb!
Wow, thank you.
Big Morgan Webb fans around here. Just so you
I
know.
like it.
We had a banner. It was a fire thing. We had to take it down. But thank you. We got a pair of downloadable games. The first one comes from Tim Schafer and Double Fine Productions. We're big Double Fine fans here.
Big Double Fine fans. People might recognize Brutal Legend, Psychonauts, some of their other games. Which
Well, you might not recognize Psychonauts, but you should.
You should.
Because it was a damn fine game that like nobody bought. And
This
played.
was like the critics' darling.
Yeah, it really was. But stacking is out now.
Stacking is out.
You play as a Russian nesting doll, so I'm sure the market research said that's what the tweens want to do, right?
Exactly. It's sort of during the Industrial Revolution. It's all silent film.
Yes, it is.
Which I know you're not necessarily the biggest fan of. But so you play as Charlie. You're the tiniest little nesting
Tiny
doll.
little Matryoshka.
You're like the one in the middle that can't split anymore, even no matter how hard you try. So now what you can do is you can stack yourself into other dolls if you can sneak up behind them. And you use the stacking to solve puzzles, and you're trying to save your family from this evil baron who kidnapped them and everything.
Okay, so
Yeah.
the plot is fun. I mean, there is a plot. That's great. But the
it's funny,
gameplay
it's
mechanics,
quirky.
the gameplay mechanics are more about getting into. It reminds me of Messiah, like taking over another personality, and each doll that you take over or possess has a different ability.
Yeah, so for example, there's a lady who does a little sexy dance, and then so she can lure guys away, or
Okay.
she's made of wood. She doesn't do that much of a sexy dance, but
Well, in the world of nesting dolls, it's very provocative.
she has a fan, or if she can pretend. There's a lady who pretends she's in distress, and there's characters that fart and fly and squirt water and that kind of thing. So you're trying to stack into the dolls, so you're using their abilities.
Using those to
help
solve puzzles, then, right?
Exactly.
Okay. With that said, is there multiple ways to approach a puzzle? Is it a very linear game where you have to get this power to unlock this thing to beat this level? Or?
Well, that's sort of the fun thing is all the dolls in the area are going to have different abilities, and you might think of a different way to solve the puzzle. And so you keep trying different things, and it'll tell you maybe there's like 3 ways to solve this puzzle, and so you can try to figure it out that way.
Double Fine games, always polished. I think that they're always
Yes.
quality, but
Quirky.
for some people, that quirkiness I think might be a turnoff. It might be it's not so accessible, if you will. Is stacking one of those games, or is this something that you can recommend easily to everybody?
I think I can recommend this to most people. Like if you like puzzle games and if you enjoy a quirky sense of humor, which I feel like most gamers do, then I feel like it's definitely a recommend.
All right, it's available for 1,200 MS points or $15. I really wish they would quit that. What did X Play give it?
4 out of 5.
Okay, solid title.
So it is solid. If it looked at all appealing to you guys, just pick it up.
All right, next we have another puzzle game. This is from a Swedish developer. This is Elo Milo.
Elo Milo.
Which I was waiting for a long time because it just looked adorable.
It's pretty adorable. It has a little bit of a Little Big Planet aesthetic. It has a little
absolutely.
like stitched aesthetic. It's again very, very polished. It's a puzzle game, so you're basically your 2 friends and you try to meet for tea in the forest every day.
Of course you do.
But the forest keeps changing, or maybe you have really bad memories. They don't really make it clear. And so each day you have to figure out how to meet up, and see there they meet up in the end and they're happy. Yay!
But the obstacles seem to be, there's a space between us. Not the Dave Matthews song, but there's an actual physical space, so they have to put down blocks or something like that?
Yeah, so you basically can pick up certain kinds of blocks and put them in different places to solve the puzzles. You can also rotate the entire map by walking over the edges.
Okay.
So it's sort of deceptively simple. You're like, oh, I got this. This is for kids. And then by the end, you're like, oh, my brain.
Right, you're begging a kid to beat it for you because you can't do it. Yeah.
See, like we saw right there, we just turned the corner right there. It starts to mess with your head a little bit.
Mind blown. All right, it's 800 fun points or 10 human dollars. What did X Play give this one?
Actually, it got a 5 out of 5.
Wow, solid.
Yeah, it had challenging puzzles. It had an adorable, weird little story. Great art design.
Morgan Webb, always a pleasure.
Thank you so much for having me.
Again, both games are available to download right now, so do it. Thanks to our guests, Fred Armisen, and of course, Miss Morgan Webb. And you guys, you stick around because there's an all-new episode of Campus PD, which is going to start about 10 seconds from now. By the way, if you haven't experienced the web sensation, Candace says monkeypenis.com. Still online and still totes enjoyable.
Good night.
He said monkey penis.